Okay, today we have this lovely Skoda Octavia VRS 2014. It's actually come in for a suspected water pump failure. There's water all around the side where it's obviously started to splash out. The customer's actually authorised a water pump and a timing belt. Before we start doing that though, we'll do our own diagnosis and just make sure that it is that before we do any work. So we'll show you the process of stripping it back and take you through an in-depth process of what we find. All right, Jason, strip down the side now. Apart from the water, there's a few obvious signs that this water pump, which is down here, has actually failed. Jason's just going to show you now. You've got a slight bit of movement, actually side to side. Again, doesn't look a lot, but it is enough to let water pass. And if I can get you to hear it, what I'm going to do is drop the mic so you can hear it. Complete water pump failure. We're going to get that stripped down, get a new water pump, and get a new cam belt fitted as well. A new INA timing belt and water pump kit has now been fitted to the vehicle. The vehicle is all done. Jason's carried out the timing belt and water pump on this vehicle. Just running it up now so the coolant gets around the system before we release the vehicle back to the customer. They'll take it on the road test as well. If you want us to do any work at Andrews Car Centre on your vehicle, diagnostic work that we do, you can send us an email or book in on our website, andrewscarcentre.com. Okay, today we have this 2015 Vauxhall Astra 1.6 CDTI engine in. It's just on over 100,000 miles. The customer initially brought it into us basically for a clutch issue. And you can feel the clutches going. There's a lot of shaking. There's a lot of shaking from the engine and the pedals. It's tough to get into the gear. We're thinking suspected dual mass flywheel failure. What we've also found is a rattle on the chain. Basically, as you're releasing acceleration off the vehicle and while the vehicle is also here idling, you can actually start to hear the chain. Obviously, it's just done over 100,000 miles. We've recommended to the customer, there's no point getting the clutch done realistically if down the line you're going to have to do the chain as well. So we're saving the customer labour time by doing it at the same time. What we're going to do is take you through the process of doing one of these, doing the clutch and doing the chain at the same time. So we'll show you through the process and stop at certain points. All right, Chris is making good progress with the vehicle. The front bumper's off, front subframe is all dropped, all the auxiliaries around it as well, battery is off. And you see it's all ready for the next step, which we're dropping the engine out and have a look inside. So that is the engine at the vehicle. Chris is actually going to start by removing these injectors so he can get access and remove the rocker cover.
Right, so we're just going to move the clutch plate to inspect the flywheel. We suspect it's seized. It's got big vibration on it. So I don't know whether you can see, but the bearing in the middle, it's all over the place. There's the actual bearing that's collapsed in the middle, causing this vibration. Just like that, no. So we've got the covers off. We're just checking the chain for slackness now. We can't see much slackness in the chain, but what we have found is a bit of broken guide in the sump piece. So we removed the sump, had a look at the guide for the oil pump, that's okay. But in the sump we've found the rest of the bits, or some of the rest of the bits there. And there's the other bit that was stuck in there. But what we have found on the new guide, this piece is missing on the actual engine itself. So the chain's been rubbing on this bit and actually bent it as well. So that's where the noise would have been coming from. So we've got all the old chain off. We've seen that was the problem. There's no plastic runner on there, the same as that one. The problem with these is it doesn't come with a gasket on here, so the oil runs back into the engine. But now we've got a modified seal on, so it's very important. Yep, so we're all built up. We've got all the covers on, all the EGR cooler and EGR and throttle body as well. We've got a brand new rear crank seal in there, and then also remember to put this pickup back in for the timing. Got rocker cover done, all the injectors in, all the brand new seals, and then we've got the auxiliary bit down this side all worked in. So we're ready to put the flywheel on. I'll just show you the new flywheel. So we've got new flywheel and clutch, Valio bits, they're OE spec bits, so all very good quality bits. You can see on the old one in the centre of the flywheel, all the bearings have come out. There's the bits of bearings, there's all sorts of bearings still in. So we're going to put all that in, put the gearbox in, and then once it's back in the engine bay, we'll do another video. Right, that's it. We're all back together. Everything's all built up, got fluids in it. So we just need to run it up, and then recheck the fluids, delete all the codes out of whatever codes are in it, then take it for a test drive, then obviously give it back to the customer. So if you do want any replacement timing chains, cam belts, clutches, flywheels, we can accommodate all that at Andrew's Car Centre.
Okay, today we have
beginning
this
to crack.
2015.
That have only got worse over time as well.
Morning guys, here at Andrew's Car Centre today, taking you through a 2016 wet belt replacement on a Ford Fiesta Zetec. This vehicle was actually diagnosed elsewhere and then brought to us for the work. Basically, I'll show you step by step and why it's quite a labour intensive job, why we use Ford genuine parts and what we do here at Andrew's Car Centre. So you're going to start by stripping it down so we can gain access to the wet belt. We're also going to strip the intake and the exhaust catalytic converter so we get access to the sump later down the line to clear that out. Slightly different to what we do usually is that we're taking the AC compressor down at the same time as the sump due to these bolts here and here actually being prone to snapping. We've taken the gasket out so it'll actually drop the whole unit, this and the sump at the same time, so we'll get better access to the sump after that. Let's see what we've got. Oh, get a light on that. It's lovely and blocked. So that's basically belt debris, which is in the pickup, the strainer in there. That just needs to be cleared out. That's why the oil lights come on, because the engine's actually getting deprived of oil as it can't go up through there.
And what condition it's in. See some very heavy cracking along the lines there. That'll be why the pickup is so bad. Not the worst you've seen.
Alright, these lovely little blue tools down here, what we use to actually time it up. The faceplate's now been taken off the side, as you can see. And we've also got down there the oil pump belt as well, which gets changed during the process. Often overlooked is the oil filter for the turbo feed. Basically, you take that out and you clean that off as it can get blocked up as well. All cleaned up and ready to go back in. The issue with not doing this, if you were to leave it, is that it can actually starve the turbo of oil. But yeah, we'll get that put back in. Now the belt's off, you can actually see how badly that was beginning to crack. That have only got worse over time as well. It may not seem like a lot, but this belt debris would be enough to block the strainer because the surface area of the strainer isn't a lot. Like I say, quite thick as well. Right, new Ford genuine belt fitted, all marked up on the side. I have experience, we use the genuine parts because of the price difference. Quality is just much better. We've also got the oil pump belt at the bottom as well. Jason's now just going to go through the process of rebuilding this all, and we'll show you two when it's all done.
Alright, all built back up. Just run a health check on the vehicle now. It's the powertrain control module. That's the big one, the PCM. What we'll also do now is take it for a test drive, then rescan it just to make sure that no other codes have come back on.
Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's given some insight into what we do here at Andrew's Car Centre as part of our Ford EcoBoost wet belt change. Just to recap everything that we've done, we fit only for genuine parts. You actually get a free courtesy car for the days that you're here and the car's on site. We take the sump off and also clean the strainer as part of the process just to ensure that everything's a-okay. I think the best thing about what we do here as well is that the interim service, because we're doing an oil and filter change, we actually finish the rest of the service and include that as part of the price as having the vehicle here. If you're interested or if you want to speak to one of our team just to get some more information, you can either message us on our website, drop us an email or call us on the 01522 520 747. If not, we'll see you in the next video.
beginning to
All right,
crack.
today
That
we've
have only got worse over
57
time as well.
focusing for some exhaust.
Morning guys, here at
As you
Andrew's
can see, the
Cars
rear
and today
tailpipe is
taking
not
you
looking
through
too
a
sparky.
2016
So we're going to
wet
obviously
belt
get that
replacement on a
replaced.
Ford Fiesta
What we've
Z-Tech.
also
This
found
vehicle was
is
actually
where the
diagnosed
centre box
elsewhere
actually
and then
meets the
brought to
rear
us for the work.
tailpipe. You can see it
Basically,
started
I'll
to
show you
rust.
step by
Now, there's
step
no way we'll
why
get the
it's quite
clamps off
labour
and take the
intensive
rear
job,
tailpipe off
why we use
without
Ford
damaging
genuine
the centre
parts
box.
and what we do here
So we're
at
going to
Andrew's
both
Cars Centre.
change at the
So we're going to
same
start
time.
by
There may
stripping
be
it
some
down so we can
eagle-eyed
gain
viewers out
access to
there
the wet
because
belt.
what we've actually
We're also
found
going
as
to
well
strip the
is that the rear
intake and the
core spring
exhaust catalytic
on one side is
converter so we
snapped
get
there
access
in
to the
two
sump
places,
later
as you
down
can
the line
see.
to clear
And
that
on the
out.
other side, we've got a snap as well. So what we're now going to do is
Slightly
go back to
different
the
to what we do
customer for
usually is that we're
authorization
taking
on
the
both core
AC
springs,
compressor
the
down
rear
at the same
tailpipe
time as
and
sump
centre
due to
tailpipe.
these
New
bolts
centre
here
section
and
and
new
here
rear
actually being
tailpipe all
prone
fitted to the
to
vehicle.
snapping.
Customer also
We've taken the gasket
authorised the rear
out, so
core
it'll actually drop the
springs
whole
on the right
unit,
and
this
left.
and the sump
So
at
we'll
the
get
same
the
time,
vehicle
so we'll
all
get
boxed
better
up and ready
access
to
to
go
the
out.
sump after that.
Let's see what we've got. Oh,